Hello everyone. Today we will talk about life at work. Man spends half his waking life at work. This is the arena in which he makes his most significant contribution to society. By any standard, this period spent at work is the most significant part of man's life. But why do we go to work? Is it just to earn living? No. We work because we have something to give. We give all that we are worth to society. Then it is society that gives us our livelihood in return to sustain ourselves. We give our best to society and society takes care of us. This march of human civilization rests heavily on people at work. Organization of people, their interdependence and empowerment. All of this takes place at the workplace. Work is such a huge slice of a man's life that if he is unhappy at work, he cannot obtain full satisfaction in life. The unhappiness at work then spills over or infects all other areas of his life and affects them too. In spite of the great importance of work, a balance needs to be struck between work and leisure. Work is to be given its due place in life, nothing more and nothing less. It is not supposed to become an all-consuming obsession. Nor can it be relegated to a place secondary to leisure. Can they be combined into one activity? We need relaxation or leisure because we get stressed at work. What if we can work without getting stressed? That is, if we can learn to relax and work. If we can be detached while working, we can remain relaxed. Wouldn't that be a great discovery? There are many ways of looking at it. The more we reflect on it, more meaning and wisdom we can extract from it. Thoughtless action as well as actionless thought is the cause of stress and failure. In work, we need to be all attentive. We need to have full presence of mind and keep our thinking caps on at all times. Every action has to be governed by a specific thought. Thinking adds meaning and purpose to the otherwise mechanical motions of work. Without engaging the mind, work is nothing more than slavery. For an example, it was a time of Mahatma Gandhi's passive resistance in India. In a public square, Mahatma Gandhi saw a group of men busy with their spinning wheels. Back then, hand-spun cotton cloth called khadi was one of Gandhiji's political strategies to take the strength from Britishers' hand. He asked one of the men what he was doing. The man said, "Making cotton for Khadi Bapu." He walked further to the next man and asked the same question. He said, "Trying to earn something for the family, Babu." Walking a bit further, he came to a third man and he asked the same question. This man, without lifting his head, said, "I'm spinning the British out of India." Gandhiji was impressed and asked the man to meet him at his office so that he could be given more responsibility in the freedom struggle. Not only thought must accompany every action, but action must accompany every thought. Thinking without acting is as good as just dreaming. It's not productive. We should not work mechanically without thinking, and also not just think whimsical ideas that cannot be put into effect. Now, in ignoring what you have and longing for what you don't have, sorrow has well protected haven. We need to understand this. Ignoring what you have is a subtle way of hoarding. Longing for what you don't have is another way of greed. Together, they touch on the most common flaw in action, that of restlessly working simply to accumulate wealth, with the idea that the more we have, the more secure we are. This is not just a delusion but also a bad work ethic. If left unchecked, it can lead us to working for the wrong reasons too. This would adversely affect other people in the process also. A very common tendency in man is that of blaming others. We start the blame game, we blame our planets, and planets make a good scapegoat to lay blame on when things go wrong because they cannot argue back. Poor planets, they have nowhere to escape from this indignity of being blamed. Forget these distant planets, most times we blame all the humans working around us in the same office. We think some of them are inauspicious and bad, that they are out of alignment. The blaming tendency blames everything and everyone else but itself, our own mind. Our own brain cells may be out of alignment. The mind does not like sitting on the operating table and being treated. It simply hates having its habits changed, those patterns changed. People do whatever is within your control, but don't worry over the other aspects which are not. To perform action is in your hands. Its result, however, depends on nature's law. Just as eating is done by oneself, but digestion is by nature. This corporate world thrives only on the zest for results. No results means no jobs. Corporates are not known to be very sympathetic towards poor performers, but they are equally not well known to produce good karma yogis. And ironically, most stress management workshops are sponsored by big corporate companies. Is this an admission of failure or an admission of guilt? The choice is ours as to what we want for ourselves. We need to give ourselves a lot of peace of mind and happiness and not stress out. So that's about it. If you like this video, then please give your support to the channel by sharing and subscribing it, and please like the video. It will help us to reach out to more people. Namaste.